Hello, friends. It's Kelly, and I am back with another layout for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. And this is day 3, and that was the sketch I just showed you. I am working from a page kit that I created a while back, so I'm just kind of going through it and reacquainting myself with what is in this page kit because it's been a while. And just taking a look and showing you as well what I'm working with today. These are pictures from this past Easter, and I'm with my sisters and my grandkids and nieces and nephews in these photos. So I'm looking through the papers that I will be using, and these all come from different lines. There is papers from Cartabella, there is some from P13, there's some from the Farmhouse Paper Company, and yeah, a bunch of different manufacturers, and somehow managed to get all of this to kind of go together somewhat. So I used that paper right there with the stripes to kind of help me choose all the different papers that I wanted to use for this collection. So, or that I pulled for this page kit. And so I'm just trying to stick pretty close to the sketch here. I'm just kind of cutting paper and figuring out how and where I want to place it. I will use that as my journaling block. And I don't really love that wood grain with this layout. It just didn't look right to me. So I'm going a different route, as you will see here. I'm like, oh, I like that better, because I like the stripe. I like to see more of that striped, because that's kind of what inspired this whole page kit, like I said. So I kind of had planned on using this kind of gray paper to map my photos, which is why I went ahead and gutted it and end up not doing that, but it's fine. I'll use that scrap for another day. So, yeah, I'm just going to adhere this down and try to get an even border all the way around, which I rarely ever do. So, to fix any unevenness, I just distress the edges, and that covers a multitude of mistakes. So, I really enjoyed how this turns out in the end. It's kind of different for me. This was a pretty fast layout to put together, just for the simple fact that I had a page kit. And page kits make everything faster if you kind of make yourself use just what's in the kit, because I kept thinking, oh, I have this, but I was like, I'm not going to get up and go get anything different. I made this page kit for a purpose, and I'm going to use it because sometimes you just need to have a quick. Sometimes when you have less options, it makes you faster as scrapbooking, because your choices are limited. So, and that's kind of what I was going with here. So I'm going to go ahead and mat both of those photos. I cropped them down a little bit to work better on my layout, and I'm just going to mat those on some white to give it a little contrast. And so the pictures, like I said, are of Easter, and this was a really special day, and that's what I'm documenting here, is that all my sisters were together, and that rarely happens. We all had gone to church together, and we were having lunch and Easter egg hunt with all the kids. It was a really nice day. So, of course, I had to get this documented. And so I'm trying to just get my photos down. I popped one up on some fun foam. The other one I laid flat to the page. just to get a little bit of dimension. So I'm just going in and I'm trying not to overthink anything and just start adhering things down. This, I really limited what I could use. I didn't allow myself to go pull more things. I was like, you're using what is in this kit. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So I'm just layering, I'm pulling up some of those corners to layer some of the greenery that I cut one of those. I only had one of that gray, kind of sage green, little greenery piece there. And so I just cut that in half to use it in a couple of different places just to add a little repetition. And I went ahead and laid a couple of these labels down and some word strips, just trying to create a little uniformity for each cluster. So they look, I don't care if they look exactly alike, but I do want them to have a little bit of repetition just to add balance to each cluster. And I'm using these really cool, I wouldn't call them wood veneer, but I don't know what else. They're laser cut butterflies, and I just think they were really pretty. So I'm using those. And that's my biggest element, for each cluster. And then I had these Cocoa Vanilla Studio die cuts, the little flower pot. This is Grow with Love, and then the little mason jar with the little city scene inside of it, which I just think is adorable. And I had these these stickers on this wax sheet, and those all came from like one of those sticker books, and the stickers are pretty thin, but I didn't want to take the time to put them on cardstock and fussy cut them, so I just kind of made them work. And once you layer a few of them up, like I am here with these flowers, they look fine. I probably would have liked them better if they were a little bit thicker, which is probably why I haven't used them more, just because they are, like I said, so thin. And the way I scrapbook, I like to I pull things up quite a bit, and they need to be pretty sturdy because I'm pretty hard on them. So as you see, I tried to pull up this one flower over on the right bottom cluster underneath that mason jar, and it tore the sticker. So I had to just do a little repair work on it, which was no big deal, but because they're so thin, they tear pretty easily. And I had that butterfly's wing kind of coming off the edge of the paper, so I had to clip his wing a little bit. And I had these Heidi Swap photo corners, and so I'm using 2 on each photo. I'm trying, because I don't want to put any of this stuff back, which I do end up having to, so I'm trying to use as much of the elements that I pulled that I can without making it look too crazy and messy. Still want it to look good, but I do want to use as much of the elements as I can. So I'm going to spell out my title here with these Cocoa Vanilla Studio Alphas, which just so happened to work pretty perfectly with this page kit. And I didn't have any more 2s left in that alpha, so I'm going to stamp out 2022 right next to the word Easter. And I don't show my journaling on this page, but I do my journaling, and it's done, so I'm proud of myself. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and go watch all the other ladies who are participating in this hop. Thank you.